So Fouseytube really messed up, honestly. It's really unfortunate that this whole situation happened, but he brought this upon himself. It's his own fault, in fairness. Now, Optimus made a video talking about this, so let's continue listening to Optimus and hearing what he has to say about all this.
I've been there. I used to be a sex addict, so I used prostitutes for years. I used massage parlors for years, but I understand. How long were you stuck under his spell?
About 6-7 months.
Really? I'm sorry to hear that. Look, I just sent you a little something.
Thank you. I went to he had a domestic violence case. I'm sitting there in court.
So we sent $300 to the girl, which, I mean, if you're gonna flex about you doing good deeds, I don't think that necessarily counts as, you know, like, as you being a good person, you know? I don't think you're a good person if you have to show everybody your good deeds. If you have to brag about your good deeds to other people, I don't think that makes you a good person, in all honesty, but that's just my perspective, I guess.
And I'm looking at the screen, and my heart started racing, I'm freaking out, I'm crying. Because this girl is saying all the things that he said to me.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing that he's having me sit on his side in the courtroom.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Hey, to everybody who's sitting here like, oh my God, you kissed her, da-da-da. This woman was involved in sex trafficking. The guy who manipulated her and brainwashed her is a piece of fucking shit and deserves to die. So yes, I sent her $300 so she can start removing her tattoo and see her kids this weekend.
Which is pretty rich for you to say, given what you're doing right now. You kissed her when she's drunk. You don't look that much better, buddy. I'm just saying.
I'm against that. I'm a sex addict. A lot of the women that I used to get were sex trafficked, and I'm so ashamed in that. So if I have a chance to help somebody.
All right, so a little bit of a long piece of the clip there, but it's sad, dude. Like
The wait is over and finals weekend has arrived. Welcome to...
It's hard to talk about, to be honest. Like, it's really shitty to hear people talk about shit like this because, like, you can really only imagine, like, how traumatizing being sold into, you know, sex trafficking would have to be. She says it was, like, 6 or 7 months, so, you know, it wasn't just, like, a one-night thing and then it's over with, right? Like, this woman was a slave, essentially, for months. That's fucked up. Like, that's a really tough thing to admit, especially to a stranger. I'm assuming the alcohol probably helps a little bit when you're fucking completely drunk at the airport lounge, but, like, it's a fucked up thing. Like, this is a woman who is clearly a vulnerable person. Like, not even just because of the alcohol. Like, she is a very traumatized person, you know? She openly admits that she's been a sex addict before. Like, she's had very traumatizing past, right? And his, like, first reaction, I guess, is to just start giving her money. Like, he cash apps her like $300. I don't know, like, it not necessarily the best response to a sex trafficking victim, you know? Like, to be fair, he seems like he tries to be somewhat understanding, right? He's like, you know, I've been a sex addict before. I'm trying to at least understand, like, the situation that you've been in, right? Like, but it's weird at this point, man. It really is. Like, this is just weird behavior. All right, so, you know, a very weird admission to make. I'm not gonna lie, that part made me pretty fucking uncomfortable. You know, that's kind of a cringe moment, right? Hey, man, you know, I used to get a lot of tuggy. So I used to have a hand slide down every once in a while. Most of them were sex trafficking victims, though. You know, fuck it. You know, women getting kidnapped everywhere. You know, eventually.
Yeah, I agree. Fouseytube doesn't really seem to show that much concern or care for what this woman went through. He's just simply saying that, oh, he's an advocate for this stuff, which I don't think that necessarily counts as him being a good person with what he did and everything. I don't think that counts in my opinion, but that's just me as being a good person. I mean, honestly, he didn't really show that much emotion about what this girl went through. If he did, he wouldn't have hooked up with her in the first place. He wouldn't have done that if he cared.
Initially, they were tugging me off, dude. Like, what the fuck kind of admission is that? I don't know, but very wild fucking admission for bro to make. I can't lie. That's just like, I've really never heard somebody be open about something like that. I don't know. I feel like if you're one of these dudes that's out here like like getting tugged by sex trafficking victims and shit, bro. Like, not that you should keep it to yourself, but you would think like that they would keep it to themselves, considering it's like fucking reprehensible and like insane and disgusting, right? But you know, he's just like telling sex trafficking victims at the airport, yeah, people like you, they used to just fucking yank on me, man. I'm a real big addict. I got a problem. Like, I don't know, dude. That's probably not something you should just be fucking announcing to the world. So. Alright, so I didn't want to show a whole bunch of this because it's really kind of pointless. Like, you just kind of see a lot of nothing, like the background of the bar or whatever. They are not in frame because they have left the stream, okay? They left for several minutes, and then Fousey comes back in a few minutes. And I think you can kind of insinuate at this point what exactly is going on. So you remember that little part where he was asking her if she'd like to join the Mile High Club, basically, you know, taking his shot at getting some ass? Well, I mean, they disappear off screen for a while, and let's hear what Fousey's explanation is for all of that.
I just joined the Mile High Club. And I know it doesn't count as the Mile High Club because I was in the airport, but I still joined it. I swear to God, I swear on everything I love. I swear on everything I love. I just joined the Mile High Club in the airport, in the men's bathroom.
Yeah, he's basically laughing about it, bragging about it, boasting about it to his audience. Absolutely disgusting. Even though he says it's a prank and it's not actually real, still, it's not something you brag about to your audience. I don't think you brag about having S with your audience. I don't think that's exactly like something you should be doing. I mean, how many people brag about having S to their fans? Like, I don't think that's something that any decent person would brag about. You know, having S with your fans is not something you talk about publicly. At least I don't think it is anyway, but that's just me, honestly.
I swear.
I want to wipe that smug smile off his face. Absolutely disgusting.
God, Wallah. I had to confess, I couldn't hold it for a fucking second. I didn't go to buy her no fucking snacks. I joined the Mile High Club. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have shared that.
Apologizing doesn't mean much if you're just gonna laugh and brag about it.
I'm sorry. I'm lying, by the way. It's a joke. It's a huge joke.
That's not a very tasteful joke, honestly.
It's a huge joke. I'm typing I'm sorry in chat. It's a huge joke. You got pranked. You got pranked by Fouseytube.
Alright, man. Fuck. Where do we even start? So, alright, I hate to be that guy, right? Like, I hate to be technical here, but he did not join the Mile High Club. In order to join the Mile High Club, that's just gotta happen on an airplane. Now, that's not what's important here, but...
Yeah, I know. He didn't join the Mile High Club at all. You have to do it on the airplane, not at the airport. You have to do it in the bathroom in the airplane, not on the airport. It doesn't count if you're not on the plane, but given what we're seeing here, that's the least important thing right now.
Just see how he's reveling in the fact at the beginning, like, oh man, I just joined the Mile High Club. I swear on everything I love. I swear to fucking God I did. I swear on everything, bro. I can't believe I just did that. Man, I just joined the Mile High Club in the bathroom. I didn't go to buy her snacks. I went and fucked this drunk girl in the bathroom who's been a sex trafficking victim for 7 months, who's pouring her heart out to me in the airport lounge because she's fucking wasted at the bar. I just took her in the bathroom, bro. We joined the Mile High Club. Like, he's hyped, you know, he's excited. And then I think reality kind of kicks in and he's like, oh, wait a minute. I just fucked a drunk woman in the bathroom and everyone on the internet just now found out that I just did that. And so now he's like, oh shit, I gotta reverse course, right? Like, oh, I gotta fucking spin back, you know? Can't let that one go anymore. I was just kidding everybody. It was a big old fucking prank. I was lying. Now, obviously, he wasn't lying because he did disappear for a while, right? Like, he went for a minute. And then he comes back all giddy with excitement, talking about, oh, I joined the Mile High Club, I swear to God, and on everything I love. Like, he's not just gonna swear on everything he loves that he just did this if he didn't do it, right? Like, all the evidence, all the fucking precursors, you know, they're all pointing and lining up to the fact that this shit happened. And she's also nowhere to be found, you know what I mean? She's gone. She's nowhere to be found. So, I mean, do we really need to even infer that that's what happened? Like, he literally confirms it himself, and then he starts to backtrack. And this is where, like, the chat starts kind of turning on him, because, like, all these people watching are like, hey, he just slept with a drunk woman who he kind of manipulated at the bar, right? Like, that's kind of fucking disgusting. And
Yeah, I agree. He manipulated this girl. He took advantage of this girl when she was vulnerable, you know, and hooked up with her, then lied about having sex with her. Clearly, this guy clearly messed up badly, and it's going to look bad for his career. Well, he didn't have much of a career to begin with, but still, it's not a good look. It's going to leave a stain on his reputation.
that's weird. Like, there's also rumors that he and his team are now trying to forcefully take down any re-uploads of the clip. So, like, people who are documenting that this little thing happened here, there's word that these guys are, like, going around and trying to take that down so people can't see this clip. And that, to me, is also not defensible, because this is something that you yourself streamed. Like, you streamed yourself doing this shit, you exposed yourself to the world. The idea that you're gonna go around trying to shut other people down for posting it because you don't like the fact of what you did, that's really not how copyright claims and takedowns work. I mean, that's just not how fair use works. You don't have the right to just claim people for criticizing.
So just in case Fouseytube gets any ideas, I'm going to use the copyright law, you know, saying that the Copyright Act saying you can use this for educational purposes to explain people what you did, so don't even try to take down these videos.
Because you did something wrong. And that's also not going to help the Fousey defense at all. It's going to make him look even more guilty and even worse. Overall, just a fucked up situation that Fousey put himself in, and it kind of really crumbled all of that progress that he made. Like I said, this is a guy who, for a while now, has been doing a lot to kind of rebuild his image and, like, bring himself back into the creator sphere a lot. And then now he just threw all of that down the drain and, I mean, completely fucked his entire reputation for a quickie in an airport bathroom with a drunk sex trafficking victim. It's insane how quickly people can throw it all away, man. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at SubTheOptimist. Make sure to check out Shoptimist down below.
So yeah, basically Fouseytube really messed up, and now he's paying the price for his actions. Really disgusting situation, but he brought that upon himself in all honesty. If he hadn't hooked up with this girl, none of this would have happened. You know, he should never have hooked up with that girl, honestly. Really bad choice on his part. Okay, here's another article. YouTuber Fousey responds to accusations of taking advantage of drunk woman at the airport. YouTube star Fousey has recently been accused of taking advantage of a drunk woman. In his response to these accusations, he announced that he will be taking a break. Which is understandable. Content creators are prone to stepping out of line, trying to make their stream/video as entertaining as possible. Recently, YouTube Fousey star did exactly that and is now facing accusations of having taken advantage of a drunk woman. In his response video, the popular influencer addressed the situation, announcing he has plans to take a break from a subathon. Yosef Fouseytube Erakat started YouTube all the way back in 2011. He became famous for comedy skits and pranks, and later started vlogging about his life. Fousey had faced some controversies with his staged pranks and went viral for his mental breakdown, which is a hot topic online. Despite challenges and breaks, he returned to YouTube multiple times and openly discussed his mental health struggles. Now the popular creator got into hot water again, this time after allegedly taking advantage of a drunk woman at the airport. Recently, Fouseytube has been doing a subathon on Twitch for over a month, during which he went to the airport, where he met the woman in question at a bar. The two of them quickly hit it off and got into a conversation about different topics, being a little flirtatious while talking. It quickly became apparent that the woman had already had a couple of drinks, and the conversation became very personal on her side. Apparently, the woman was a victim of sex trafficking and didn't have custody of her daughter. During their time together, Fousey and his chat collected some money for the woman as she was at the airport to visit her daughter, but only a little money left in her cash app. The interaction would have been wholesome not for the fact that after the two of them went out of the frame for a while, Fousey returned claiming he joined the Mile High Club. After being faced with backlash from his chat, Fousey quickly backpedaled, but it was already too late. I joined the Mile High Club. I'm sorry, I should not have shared that. I'm sorry, I'm lying, by the way. It was a joke. It's a joke, a huge joke. You got pranked by Fouseytube. His joke quickly made people raise accusations against him, claiming he took advantage of the drunk woman. Even worse, he considered her past as a victim of sex trafficking. Just hours after the situation, Fousey released a YouTube video on his YouTube addressing accusations, claiming it was a bad joke and nothing had happened between him and the woman. Still, the YouTuber feels guilty because of his tasteless joke and wants to take a break from his subathon to take care of his mental health. In a lengthy Twitter post, Fousey explained that he plans to go see his therapist and won't return to the stream for a while. So far, it's unclear. It is unclear whether this was a really tasteless joke or actual predatory behavior by Fousey. We also don't know when he will return to his stream, but currently looks like he hasn't abandoned the subathon just yet, as his channel is still playing old VODs. So yeah, he really messed up and he's paying the price for it, you know? So yeah, that's just my thoughts about Fouseytube and the whole situation. Very bad choice on his part, hooking up with this girl, you know, saying he joined the Mile High Club and bragging about having sex with her when he really didn't. You know, honestly, not a good look for his reputation. It tarnishes his reputation, even though he didn't really have much of a career to begin with. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. Another video from my drama channel. Take care, everybody.